So this is your the diagram is showing that what is the artificial kidney, and the artificial kidney here you are seeing the diagram. So in this case here this image, it shows a kidney which is development of a surgical implantable. That means the person who lost both the kidney, they have to go for this artificial kidney. So when the renal get failures, in order to not functioning the filtration, they have to go for a artificial kidney. So here we know that in a human, kidney have a two principal function. What are that? First one, they eliminate a waste product from the blood, and second one, it assists in control of certain elements in the body. So usually who can go for artificial kidney? So it is artificial kidney who can go means renal failure is unless artificial means of fulfilling the kidney's function which is provided. The method currently we are calling as a dialysis. So these dialysis you are showing in the diagram, and these dialysis the patient will have a bypass inserted between a vein and artery of a arm. So these tube is connected between the vein and artery, they are calling as a AV shunt. That is they are calling as a AV shunt. So this is you are seeing here, this is the artificial kidney, simple diagram, and this method we can also called as a dialysis method. And here the patient, they are taking the blood from vein, another from atrial blood. That is it is given to the peristaltian pump. That is the peristaltian pump they have connected. Here in these tube is put in one solution. That solution may have a 8 to 8 liters solution, and these one entire one have been connected with one semi-permeable membrane. So here it is does the osmosis principle. That means it will allow the filtration here. Any unwanted, any excess minerals are there, these semi-permeable membrane, it will remove the unwanted and toxic material from the blood with the help of a semi-permeable membrane using a osmosis method. So these waste product and all, it is come towards the drain, and okay. So these here we will see with a smaller diagram. This is your they are having in a form. One tube is for connecting the vein, another tube is for connecting the atrial. So that both tubes are called as a AV shunt. So this tube is kept for from clotting, very important. This tube must be kept from clotting by the passage of blood when it is time to analyze on the average of 2 or 3 times in a week. So this is a very important one. Okay. So here you are seeing that the patient is taking a hemodialysis, that is called artificial kidney. That means that what we can say, the blood is unpure blood is have been taken from artery which is connected to the tube. Then it is connected to the pulsating pump. After that, this one it will reaches to the membrane, semi-permeable membrane. So here this semi-permeable membrane which act as a filter, it will remove the unwanted materials from the blood, and after purification the pure blood is again injected to the vein from the apparatus. So here the filtration operation, it is entirely depend upon the osmosis one. Okay, the here the bypass is removed and tubing to and fro from the dialysis machine, which is attached to the open ends. The blood is from the arterial side of AV shunt is passed through the peristaltic pump. So that peristaltic pump will see that here, this is the peristaltic pump we are going to see now. So that is operation of a peristaltic pump, and this is the diagram of peristaltic pump you are seeing here. Here used to disposable of coil filter, which is having a semi-permeable to H2O and a certain crystalloid substance, but non-permeable to most of large molecules and colloids found in the blood. So you see here, this is what is happening. Here the peristaltic pump is rotating. So when it's rotating in an angular manner, so these the blood is moving from artery to the filter. At the same time, after purification, the peristaltic pump is given. It will inject the filtered blood or cleaned blood to the vein. So this is the simple mechanism you are seeing here. And so here this diagram, it shows the operation of peristaltic pump. In this case, the fluid such as a blood, we are calling a fluid as a blood, passes through the plastic tubing, and this plastic tubing having the nylon roller on the end of the rotor arms gently pushes the fluid towards the filter or towards the tube. This is a single rotor design, but multi-rotor types also available. In this case, this peristaltic pump, the speed is approximately 20 rpm. Here, this peristaltic pump, one end is connected to the filter. The filter is assembly is emerged in the path containing the elements in a concentration similar to those actually found in the blood. So here there are many examples. That means suppose any excess of magnesium, calcium, glucose salts are available in the blood. The filter, that is called semi-permeable membrane, it will remove the such kind of excess magnesium, calcium and glucose. So now we are going to see here you are seeing that diagram of hemodialysis. In this case, the pump is taken from artery with the help of a peristaltic blood pump. That happens when it's rotating, it will take from the blood from artery. After that, it is given to the filter. That is, filter is called a dialyzer. So dialyzer, it is having a dialysate. So that dialysate, it is when it's combined with the unclean blood, it will absorb all the unwanted substance, and after that, which is purified with the help of osmosis method. Further, the purified blood is again injected to the vein. So these entire things must be controlled by the venous pressures. So that is very important. So here the concentration of those constitution are adjust to cause osmotic pressure to force unwanted substance of blood line and into the 8-liter path, and fluid in this path is recirculated in several times and then is replaced by the fluid from a 120 liter reservoir that you are seeing in the picture. So although not shown in this simplified diagram, here there are also several safety features are there, and controls also take place. So each control mechanism is very important. The controls that are either the part or peripherally related to the kidney machines. Here a pressure alarm is given, which is used for warn of any break in a blood tube or lines from the patient. These alarms could turn on and it will give a beeping sound, and similarly it will turn off the machine as well as alert the staff of impending the catastrophe. That is very important. So there are also temperature regulator and controls are also provided here. So here the kidney dialysis machine is both in and of itself a wet environment, and so much come under some rather stringent electrical safety regulation is very important. The uses of ground fault interrupter, that is called GFI, is recommended because the dialysis fluid can get into some of the electrical circuits and creates ground line currents from the case in excess of 5 milliamp safe level. Many of machines in a current use may require some modification in order to bring them up to the standard meet by more designs. It might, for example, be necessary to replace some regulator AC power outlets and plug off both machine and its peripheral with the rubber covered or other waterproof types. Most older machines used regular outlets and plugs, as might be found on any electrical equipments. Here a bonnet or placed over the filter bath was also used in older machine to protect against the electrical shocks due to the splashing water. These appear to be a faculty logic, though, because it does not have account for a fact that the machine can be operated without the bonnet, and they will be operated in that manner if the bonnet are broken or get misplaced. And also it does not take into account to tendency of people to become careless with the garden hose used to fill the 120 liter reservoir. Where this is a problem happen, they should contact the electrical supplier for rubber or waterproof outlets. Be sure to examine the electrical cable, bring the power from the wall outlet to the machine. If it is a regular block rubber, have to it replaced with a waterproof neoprene cable. In one installation, it was found that machine awaiting service or cleaning would be pushed aside with the AC power cable laying in the still full 120 liter reservoir. The electrolyte in the reservoir can impregnate the insulation of wire and creates a dangerous low resistant situation. Replacement of the cable with the waterproof type is deemed appropriate. So preventive maintenance is even better than educating the user to watch out for a cable, because a hospital might have a very high turnover rate of personnel requiring a constant in-service education regime. It also true that Morphy's law and the normal preservativity, that is called the preservacity of the universe, tend to keep at least 10% of people from getting the word. Since 10% never get the word, even if the present when is given, it is wise to redesign their environment to prevent their lack of awareness, such as ignorance, when one does not care to be the charitable from the causing problem. In normal repair of operation, it is wise to stock certain items. These include switches, bulbs, fuses and other small electrical or electronic items as a abbreviate. Also keep the pump motors, impellers, that is called water pump, drain solenoid assemblies and any control regulator must have in a stock. Where lack of service has been a problem in the locality, that is if it is often happened, we must become more than a little surprised at the mechanical dexterity and repair ability of a nurse who operate this equipment. After all, although some time may be available, repair is essential because a kidney machine is a life support equipment and must work properly. So thank you very much for patiently you are listening this artificial kidney operation. We'll see in the next case.